Peace. Have y'all ever wondered what was food? Say, nah, we ain't starting it off with that energy. But we do gotta get some definitions correct. We do gotta get some definitions in line so that we can get a proper understandings of what we should be aiming towards, right? So, for real, what is food? Do you know what the definition of food is? So, let me read it out to you. So, food is any living nutritional part of a wild or heirloom cultivated plant that interfaces with the human body and adds vital energy in the form of minerals, water, and carbohydrates. So it's any living part. Now that right there is a big part to just really focus on and to blow up that part right there, because it needs to be living, all right? Because when you say living, everything vibrates. Everything is vibrating at a certain frequency, and what is dead is vibrating at a lower frequency. What is living is vibrating at a certain frequency, right? So we want to eat foods that are of a vibration that is beneficial to life, that is pro-life, that is going to give us life force and not drain our frequency, not drain our energy, not drain our electric vitality. All right, so it needs to be living, and living foods are fruits, plants, and alkaline grains, alkaline fruits, alkaline herbs. So that's what we need to be aiming for. It's living compounds to put into our body. So of a living nutritional part, any living nutritional part of a wild or heirloom cultivated plant that interfaces with the human body. So these compounds that come from these living sources need to interface with our body in a way that's beneficial to the prolonging of our life, right? So the only way that that's going to be done if it provides us with things, the tools that our DNA and our body needs, that's going to be implemented to make our lives prolonged, right? So what tools may that be? Well, those tools that will add vital energy are minerals: carbon, hydrogen, iron, actually, calcium, iodine. These are the minerals that we need, right? And they will provide minerals, water, and carbohydrates. All right, so that is the purpose of food. That's why when we eat, we should be looking for those things. We should be looking for living foods that are going to interface with our body and bring us minerals, carbohydrates, and water, so that our body could use these things for energy, for trillions of chemical interactions, and for aerobic respiration, this, that, and the third. So what are the best foods for the body? What are the best foods? Well, health starts with the basic requirements of life and is given to us in abundance. Is given to us in abundance. The basic requirements of life, which is the basis of health, is given to us into abundance. They're given to us in abundance. I'm getting tongue-tied, I'm sorry. So to be healthy, what we need are the basics. What the basics are is meditation, sunlight, oxygen, fruits, and wild and heirloom herbs and plant vegetation. That's what we need for health. Meditation, oxygen, sunlight, water, fruits, and veggies. So let's start off with the first one, being meditation. Now, meditation has a biological effect on the body. When you meditate, you are nullifying the stress hormones in your body. You are getting rid and nullifying the cortisol. You're getting rid of and nullifying the estrogens and the histamines, right? These are stress hormones that interferes with proper normal mechanisms that the body is trying to implement or is trying to build. These stress hormones hamper the beneficial ambition of your body. It oppresses health. So when you meditate, you clear your mind, and then you actually absorb more electromagnetic energies from your environment and from the cosmos. These energies is penetrating the earth and is being absorbed by the things within our environment, and the things within our environment is also pushing back out these energies. And then you meditating is a part of the environment. You are one with everything, and when you meditate, you are absorbing these things at a higher, more increased rate. What that does is that now it's shutting down the histamine production, it's shutting down the cortisols, it's getting rid of the estrogens, the bad estrogens, right? And instead, you're getting more communication now, which means you're getting improved signal transduction, which means your cells are able to communicate now, which means they're able to make the biomolecules needed for whatever it needs to do. Which means that now there's more oxygen in the cell because the circulatory system is working better. Which means your thoughts now are even getting better. Your thoughts now, your mind is less foggy because there's better signal transduction. Your endocrine system is working better because you get better production of hormones. You get better translation of these hormones. Your body begins to work as a team. This is signal transduction. It's communication. So, meditation benefits that. But meditation gives your body the cell phone provider, so that your body's able to communicate. Now, meditation is a food. Sunlight is also a food. Solar energies is what charges our bodies. Those photons coming in and then creating the electromagnetic field around the earth and then penetrating even further and getting absorbed by the melanosomes in your skin is food, because it charges your electrical body and it fuels the mitochondria spin as well as cellular combustion. So your mitochondria spin, the earth spins, so the earth has an electromagnetic field, and mitochondria spins, so the mitochondria in your cells have electromagnetic field. The earth spins because of the sun's effect on the earth. The bombardment of all those photons, all those electrons coming from the sun makes our planet spin and generate an electromagnetic field. The photons from the earth, from the sun is absorbed by your skin and absorbed in the mitochondria and makes the mitochondria spin. And we get an electromagnetic field. This electromagnetic field that is now a human body electromagnetic field, because every single cell has a mitochondria. You have trillions of cells, which means you have trillions of mitochondria, all of which are spinning, which means, and every single cell has an electromagnetic field. So that means your whole body has an electromagnetic field. And going back to meditation and going back to signal transduction, this leads to communication of the cells, because now your whole body is connected by this field, which the cells can use for communications, this EM field, which is consciousness, can be used for communications for the cells. Another system of communication, of signal transduction, right? So the sun fuels this electromagnetic field in the human body by giving the mitochondria a spin. And then these photons from the sun also contributes to cellular combustion, which is how we process energy. It's from the combustion of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So it's beneficial towards ATP and ADP. It is ADP and ATP. This is what it is. This is the combustion that is provided to us by way of the blessings of the sun. The sun is food. Oxygen is food. Remember, the best foods are meditation, sunlight, oxygen, water, fruits and flowers, vegetables and herbs. The best foods are given to us by nature in abundance. Health starts with the basic requirements of life and is given to us in abundance. So then we go on to oxygen. Oxygen, which is the driving force of the cells, right? Because every single cell in your body breathes. It's what the cell is designed to do, is to breathe, is to have aerobic environments. If you stop holding your breath for 5 minutes, you're a goner. Some people can make 5, but if they do it for 10, it's definitely game over. You could go so long without eating, you could go so long without drinking, but you could not go even 10 minutes without oxygen. Your cells in your body, your organism, your temple is designed for aerobic environments. Every single cell in your body breathes. Oxygen is food. Metabolism as well as cellular respiration is programmed to have aerobic activity. Your metabolism is. So if you're not eating foods high in oxygen, well, you're going to have a slow and handicapped metabolism because your cells need to be oxygenated, right? And what oxygen does is that it ensures that we are vibrating and cleansing our tissues. So we're keeping the insides of our environment, the insides of our temples, clean, vibrating, constantly combustion and cleansing our tissues. Oxygen is food. Oxygen is medicine. Water is food. Water is medicine. H2O, which is water, is what houses the electromagnetic force being produced by the mitochondria, being produced by the body. That electrical vitality needs a medium for which it could conduct through. So it expresses its conductivity through. And that's the place of water. Water allows and gives the body a medium for which these electrical signals could travel and interact with different cells and different organs and different tissues, different lipids, you name it. Your waters do that. Your waters are the roads of the body, right? Your waters is what allows for trillions of chemical interactions to take place. Without no water, then you get no you get no biochemical interactions. You need to make sure you're always hydrated. Drink lots of alkaline waters. You want the environment of your cells to be alkaline so that no type of spores and no type of xenophobes, no type of pathogens could exist and take camp in that cell. Make sure that they cannot penetrate that membrane. And then set up camp within the organelles of the cell. Because that's then when you become sick, is when these spores and these invaders get inside, and they're able to stay inside because there's a lacking amount of oxygen. Because a spore, a xenophobe, and an invader cannot exist in oxygenated environments. It's impossible for them to do so. Just like they say, it's impossible for you to live up in space because there's no oxygen. You will die. Well, it's the opposite for these viruses and disease. With oxygen, they cannot survive. So you need to make sure your cells are oxygenated. Right? The next best food that comes after meditation, that comes after sunlight, that comes after oxygen, that comes after water, those mineral-rich, alkaline-rich waters. The next one are fruits and flowers. Organic fruits, organic flowers. Now, the supreme fuel of the cells are carbohydrates in the form of the carbon molecule, glucose. The carbon, the hydrogen, the oxygen in the in the carbonated molecule glucose is what fuels the cell. It's what generates ATP. Iron that you need for the oxygen to bind to, so they can bring it to the cells, so it can enter the bloodstream and get to your cells. Iron is super important. Iron is one of the most important. You need iron. And it's the fruits that's going to provide these things to you. The calcium, the potassium. It's the fruits that's going to provide these things to you. It's the alkaline grains. It's the wild rice, the quinoa, the fonio. It's the tropical sea moss. Right? So they provide minerals that make our structure and carries out the physiological processes. That's why they're important. That's why they're important. They also provide the carboxylic acids that builds your tissue, that your tissues are made of, that your melanin is made of, that your melanotropic peptides are made of. The fruits give you these carboxyls for that. Right? And then they also come with the carboxyls necessary to make covalent bonds with minerals or to minerals. So these fruits come with a compound that now, when you have a mineral, it can bind to it, and then it can get inside your body. Carboxyls are in fruits. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are in fruits. That is the supreme fuel for the cell. Not chitlin, not snapper, not oxtail, not curry goat, not lamb. Not the innocent creatures of the earth. They will destroy you, and they do destroy you, and you ignore it. And then you get sick, and then you pray. And as you pray, you continue to ignore it. What's the next best food? Vegetation and herbs. Because vegetation and herbs are vital to the cleansing of your body. The vegetation and herbs will provide minerals in high concentrations. Vegetation and herbs are crucial for detox. These are the foods The vegetation and herbs are the medicine. It's the curers, the healers. These are what takes away the negative stress hormones, what combats the estrogens, what combats the histamines and the cortisols. It's the herbs that do that. It's the herbs that combat cancer. It's the herbs that cure you from diabetes. It's the herbs, the vegetation that cure the sickle cell, that cure the HSV, that'll cure your impotency, that'll get you, your man and your woman, fertile again, that'll clear the mucus from your brain and stop the epileptic seizures. That's going to cure the heart disease by eliminating the plaque in the vascular system and stopping the heart palpitations. The herbs do that. This is black biology. This is black science. This is science of the ancestors. This is science of Dr. Sebi. This is science of our culture. Our culture made this science. Our culture made this knowledge. Not no Yale University, not Harvard University, not a white supremacist educational construct. These white supremacist educational construct can't cure anything that our culture and our science can and has already done and will continue to do. Let's stop putting the faith in the sciences of the colonizers and then redirect that faith, that trust within our own black brothers, black sisters, and elders, the melanated gods of the earth. You already know what time it is, man. Peace and black power. Tumadi out. Let's make Wakanda real. Doses.